I'm proud to stand with Patrick Murphy, two decorated war veterans, to talk about our plan for ending this war in Iraq. For too many hard months, the American people have waited, and they've been patient with this war. We have given chance after chance for a resolution that has not come, and more importantly, watched with horror and grief the tragic loss of thousands of brave young American soldiers. And we've come to the realization, shared today by so many Republicans and Democrats, generals and experts, that there's no military solution to the conflict, that no amount of American soldiers can solve the political differences at the heart of someone else's civil war. Our best hope in Iraq is to pressure the warring factions to reach a political settlement. And the only way to do that is to let the Iraqis know that the days of our open-ended commitments have come to a close. Our plan accomplishes this goal. It would not only place a cap on the number of troops in Iraq and stop the escalation, but as importantly, it would also begin a phased redeployment of U.S. forces with the goal of removing all U.S. combat forces from Iraq by March 31st of next year, consistent with the expectations of the bipartisan Iraq study group that the President so assiduously ignored. The redeployment of troops to the United States, Afghanistan, and elsewhere in the region would begin no later than May 1st of this year, toward the end of the time frame I first proposed in a speech more than 2 months ago. In the midst of chaos, this redeployment remains our best leverage to pressure the Iraqi government to achieve the political settlement between its warring factions that can slow the bloodshed and promote stability. Our plan allows for a limited number of U.S. troops to remain in Iraq as basic force protection, to engage in counterterrorism, and to continue the training of Iraqi security forces. And if the Iraqis are in fact successful in meeting the 13 benchmarks for progress laid out by the Bush administration itself, this plan also allows for the temporary suspension of the redeployment, provided that Congress agrees that the benchmarks have actually been met and that the suspension is in the national security interests of the United States. It allows us to send a clear message to the Iraqi government that we're not going to be there in perpetuity. There's specificity to it, and at the same time, it allows commanders on the field to make adjustments depending on whether or not the Iraqi government is putting our troops and the Iraqi troops in a position where they can actually succeed in providing some stability to the region. So we think this is the alternative that the President continues to say we have not offered. Here it is, Mr. President, and we hope you consider it, as we hope our colleagues in the Senate and the House consider it.